Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. That's right, folks. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. We're here to talk some AEW Dynamite. Dynamite on the TBS. That's a new thing now. Be interesting to see how I don't really care about viewership and numbers and that stuff, but their first week on TBS apparently went over a million, so that's a great sign. And I know that big old TK big old TK is always promising things to the fans like, rumblings about someone new showing up, something. So, but before we dive into all that, we'll hit a little bit of news first. But even before that, folks, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. If you would like to tip one of your favorite podcasts, you can do so. You can cheer bits on Twitch. You can sub. You can gift a sub. Or if you're on YouTube, you can do the old super sticker or super chat. And make sure you hit all the links below. Get yourself some about to plug the wrong damn show. Make sure you check all the links to get yourself some STP merch. No, by all means, go get yourself some TNI merch as well. But check out the STP merch. And there is I don't know, Bell's boy, why are you using caps? I am working on some new merch. The TNI also just came out with some new merch, a new throwback logo. Looks kind of snazzy. Go check that out. But I'll be working on some stuff too. Oh yeah, Zach Bonifer, thank you. I believe there's a few days of free shipping. You know what? Give me 2 hot seconds here. Be quick jump in the old merch site. Promos, 2 days left. Okay, so it started yesterday. I didn't promote a lot of these sales because of, you just take it easy after Christmas a little bit. But I will say this, there is a nice sale going on. It's free standard shipping for the next couple days. So if you would like to sew, check out that link in the description. Mr. Fretz with the tip. Thank you, brother. Much love. Much love. Anna says, I have merch from all the shows. Thank you, Anna. Much love. Saw you even got some of Bison's stuff. The old the new One of the Dead special Beefalo. That is a choice shirt, let me tell you. Saw you ordered that one. Great stuff. Courtney. Mark, what's up? Beefalo. Courtney. Hey, Courtney, you're here. It's okay. It's okay. You're here. More important that you show up than you tip. Not going to complain about tips, but you're here. So it's all good. Bell's boy. Super sticker. Thank you. Much love, brother. Anna's going to wear the shirt tomorrow. Tremendous. Make sure you take a selfie and stick it up on your good old Instanet there, the Instagram. What do the kids say nowadays? Selfie for the gram. Those kids, I tell you, those kids. All right. Well, let's see. We talk about a little news. We'll talk about a little news. Let's see. Where is... Oh, we don't need that anymore. Delete that. All right. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. Here we go. We're going to play the bit. We're going to play the bit. Some J Bones news. Jiminy Christmas. And now, time for some J Bones news. Sit down and relax. Here it is.
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
I don't know who the hell that was. But anyways, all right. So I don't honestly have much. Mark, I podcast you. Why are you tipping me? I'm kidding. I love you, brother. Thank you for the super sticker. No fake wrestling news. No. Now I will say this. Old prospect already. Well, you know, Anna, it's just one of those days. It's one of those days. So I actually heard this. I'm going to give props to my TNI UK boys because I was listening to part of their show this morning before I had to go run some errands. And thanks, Mr. Fritz. Much love. And I heard them say that Falaba is off the Impact Wrestling roster page and that he's gone. And I was like, no, not Ba. You know, and I had a feeling, you know, that was coming because well, No Way Jose didn't even really stick around very long. I don't think they really knew what to do with him, though. I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed him when he was around, but I mean, that gimmick gets old pretty quick. And honestly, that gimmick, number one, we hadn't seen that gimmick in a long time. Number two, it wasn't one of the biggest gimmicks out there. And it just, when you've got, and this is not a knock on Impact Wrestling, okay? Trust me. When you got as small of a crowd as they had at, I almost said Universal Studios. Jiminy Christmas. Oh, that's last night's throwback. Skyway Studios, you know, down in Tennessee. It's going to sound a lot different than when you're messing with thousands of people, you know, in an arena. So it's just going to come off different. I mean, you're going to have to be loud as hell in a small studio like that for it to really make a difference to the people in the back. Mr. William Gardner, Front Row Bill, what is up? What is up? So yeah, it looks like Falaba is sadly no longer with Impact Wrestling. I can honestly say one of the best matches he had was with Milwaukee's own Austin Aries when they gave him a chance at the championship. Man, you know, and Boss started losing weight, and he's really started to get on track. And then all the pandemic hit, and you either made yourself better in the panini. Excuse me, the panini. You either made yourself better in the panini, or you just, you know, you got run over by the bus coming down the block. And I think some people thrived, some people did not. Me, I'm still, I got one of those seafood diets. Yeah, it's great. I see food, I eat it. All right. So I'll be here all week. Try the fish. All right. But I love Falaba. I think I'm trying to remember the feud he had. Was it with KM? I think it was with KM. And I compared Falaba and KM to like Han and Chewie, because that's the kind of conversations they were having. And this goes back a couple of years. But that was my favorite stuff. But nonetheless, look, go give Falaba some love. Who knows what his future is? Same with guys like Rohit Raju. Gonna miss them. They're fan favorites. Are they $1 million merch sellers? No, but there's certain guys on the roster you just kind of identify with. They're fun. They're just fun to watch, and you grow with them. And they've been with the company for like 4 or 5 years, whatever. So, now closer on the end of the AEW news. Now, this is not confirmed. All right. Please take this with a grain of salt. I'll say the word that I don't like using much on this podcast, but there's speculation out there that Marco's stunt may not be seen on TV anymore. I don't know how long his contract is by any means. I don't know if he's already done with the company. He's been trying to get on the show The Voice, because if you have not heard his music, his musicianship, if you have not heard it, it's really fun. It's great stuff. He plays a lot of stuff with his acoustic, and he sings along with it. It's great stuff. I hope the kid actually releases some of it like professionally someday. I hope someone can turn him into something. Not sure what, but he's got talent. Kid's got talent. I don't know. I don't know if he's just taking the time off TV to try out for The Voice, or if he's actually done with AEW. Like I said, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know the contract situation. It just seems awfully weird that his stablemates, the rest of Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, got the tag team titles, and Marco Stunt was like nowhere, no mention, nowhere on like promo pics, t-shirts, nothing. Nowhere, nada. No mention at all. Well, and he was really tight with Sammy Guevara too, and he hasn't even been part of his vlogs. And I granted, I'm a little rusty on the whole vlog scene, but but nonetheless, he may be small in stature, but he's got a big ass heart. So, but certainly follow him on the old Twitter box and the Instanet, and see how it goes for him. Maybe he'll end up on The Voice, And if anybody catches it before I do, if he actually makes it, hey, hit me up and let me know, because I want to watch. The kid is it may not be your cup of tea, but the kid's got talent. I'll say that. So, yeah, vlog crew, right, Courtney? So that's about it for news. We got the fallout from Hard to Kill tomorrow. Very exciting. I believe we're going to have Deonna Purrazzo versus Roxy for the Ring of Honor women's title. Sadly, I already know what the result of that is, but I was listening to the old Brian Alvarez the other day, and he was talking about stuff, and then just out of the blue, just all of a sudden spoiled it. It was like, oh, thanks, Brian, appreciate that. You know, I was listening to him because I didn't think he was going to talk about any of that, but whatever. But I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I'm going to watch it along with you tomorrow night, just like everyone else. Bell's Boy here says Hemi should try out for The Voice. Bell's Boy, I don't know what's in your cup tonight, but it's got to be 10 times stronger than this. Cheers. Mark says, I have not heard the result, thankfully. Well, I'm not going to tell you. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and spoil it for you. I'm not even going to do, spoiler in 3, 2, 1. No, I don't do that. No, if you want to go look for it, you can go look for it. You're not going to get it from me. And by all means, don't spoil it in the chat. That's all I ask. The dog says Trent should be on The Voice. All right, who is this? The dog. The dog. I feel like I should know the dog, but I don't think I know the dog. Got to be a fan of the show. But anyways. It's a lovely name. First name, The. Last name, Dog. I'm not sure how that would go on a date, but nonetheless. So what's your first name? The. Last name, Dog. All right. Spoiled like sour milk. Oh, that's right, William. That's right. All right. So, unless anyone else has any other news bits they want to talk about, I'm going to jump into tonight's episode of AEW. And it's a fun one. And I tell you what, it's I've said this before over the last couple weeks. There's a lot of changes going on in the wrestling business. There's an absolute plethora of free agents out there. You never know who's going to show up where. So there's that. There's that big thing out there. The free agency is just booming right now, which means the indies are healthy again. That's not a bad thing. And then here's this. There's knowing that your company AEW just started its next year, and this is usually around the time of year that contracts are due. So you're going to see some, regular faces like you've been seeing lately, and then you're going to see some other faces that you probably haven't seen in a while and you may not see again. In fact, one of those I was worried about was Pac, but sure as shit, he showed up tonight. Great promo. So he's coming back soon. And I was thinking about him, and I'm like, God, I couldn't even remember what he was injured with and who injured him. I mean, he's really had a rough go at it in AEW. But when they do stuff with him, it's primo stuff. Notice they didn't just like stick a camera in his face and said, all right, give us your 2 cents. No, there was production involved. There was lighting, the camera angles, artistic. It was, I don't know what you call it. It was creepy. And he had his eyes covered up with bandages, like wrapped around his head. So Courtney says, is he battling the panini? I don't know. I'm guessing it was something with his eyes. But Critical Sting says Bird Box Pack. I get that. If you don't get that, go watch it on what is it on? Amazon or Netflix? I think it's on Netflix. Good movie. A little different. Good stuff though. Bell's boy spoiled like Trent's marriage. God. The legend of Trent's marriage. It's a thing, folks. It really is. It's hilarious. All right. But yeah, so that back to what I was talking about. The people's contracts are probably, I mean, Tony Khan, unless there's like some kind of issue, Tony Khan's not going to go out of his way to fire you. He's going to just let, however many contracts run out. And you will see the first bunch of free agents. I mean, there was a couple with the, pandemic and everything, but there's like some of the UK folks got let go just because they had no way of getting back over here anytime soon, so they just got let go, which was fine. It's understandable. But you're gonna see some people get let go. They won't get re-signed, which is fine. I can kind of guess maybe some people that are out there, and I'm not going to be mean and be like, well, it's this guy and it's this guy and it's this team and that guy. I'll let you guys guess amongst yourselves. But yeah, so there's that too. No, Zach Bison did not get let go. What? I fired Trent. I did not fire Bison. Yet. Oh, I'm kidding. Love Bison. Guy comes up with some snazzy merch. 100% pure beefalo. God bless Kyle. Kyle comes back last night. He's looking at the merch site and he's like, can I ask you guys something? I haven't been here in a while. I'm like, yeah. He's like, what the hell is this beefalo shit? I miss Kyle. I'm so glad Kyle's back. I say back with not a lot behind it. So I hope he's back. I hope he's back. I really do. Mark says Kyle returning is always awesome. For a week. We'll see. All right, so let's talk about tonight's AEW Dynamite. Now this one started off a little weird. We started off with a promo. Usually we start out with a really hot match. This one felt a little weird. Not gonna lie. But we start out with one of the hottest groups in professional wrestling right now. Adam Cole, baby, and Red Dragon. Now, I'm hearing different names getting tossed around for these guys, like Pentagon or something. I'm not sure what they're going to call themselves. I don't know if that merch, so to speak, has come out yet, or if that's officially been put out there. If something has been, please let me know, because I obviously missed something. But we got story time with Adam Cole, and he gets introduced. He gets interrupted, Jiminy Christmas, interrupted by the Young Bucks. And Adam Cole's kind of like, he's trying to make nice between these two teams, because there's a lot of, if you don't know, folks, there's a lot of history between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. Goes way back to the New Japan days. And some Ring of Honor. but mainly New Japan as far as I know. And probably PWG, honestly, for that matter. But anyways. So Adam Cole's trying to make nice between the two teams. Like, wow, look at this. It's like a super, this super stable and, what's wrong with a little friendly competition? Some competition. Then all of a sudden, the best friends come out. And Orange Cassidy doesn't say nothing. They just start brawling. Now, this is where it gets interesting. They start attacking. It's down to the point now where Adam Cole low blows Orange Cassidy. And he's about to take him out, and all of a sudden, Chris Statlander gets in the ring. And it's like, okay, this is a little awkward. What's she going to do against Adam Cole? Well, little did I know, running down to the ring then is the significant other, if you will, of Adam Cole. The AEW women's champion. I almost said, never mind. Wrong company. I almost said knockout. Jeez Louise. Like I said, it's one of those days. So Britt Baker attacks Chris Statlander. And the end is cute because Adam Cole usually he stands in the ring and then he's there with Cassidy and he's waiting for the smooch on the cheeks from the Young Bucks. And then Britt Baker stops him and smooches Adam Cole herself. So, and this is the first time that they've really been, like, there's been, like, hinting of stuff with the whole Tony Schiavone thing going on, the whole, Tony Schiavone thing. So there was that, but there was really never any big TV presence, I believe, until now. So this is kind of cool. So does this mean that Britt Baker is going to lose her entourage and she's going to be hanging more with Adam Cole now? I don't know. It's interesting. But I feel like Chris Statlander is going to be maybe facing Britt Baker next. Maybe. I don't know. It feels like a natural, progression of things. Something. Anna says Chris has beaten men. Dear God. So they got a file on her name. Oh, you mean in a wrestling ring? Sorry. Thought you meant. I digress. All right. So, oh, Jiminy Christmas. Oh yeah. Mark says Hayter versus DMD. That could also happen soon because I hear that Hayter and Britt Baker are starting to not see eye to eye so much. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that too. Hey, maybe a triple threat. Maybe a triple threat. How about that? Not a bad idea. All right, so that's how the show kicks off. It's kind of a long ordeal here, but then it leads into Wardlow versus CM Punk. Definitely one of the highlights of the night for me. Certainly not if you. I mean, CM Punk won, but I mean, did he really win? I wasn't really a fan of how CM Punk won this, but honestly, there really wasn't going to be any other way he could have. It would have been from something goofy like this, some inexperience, on the part of Wardlow, gets rolled up, boom, 1, 2, 3. Of course, MJF is just furious, and Wardlow is about 2 seconds from taking his head off after this whole match here. And then Sean Spears stops him. But back to the match. The match was good. I liked it because it was probably and I don't take that as a knock on Wardlow, but it's probably his longest match ever. I know he had that cage match versus Cody, but that was fairly quick too, wasn't that? That was way back in year 1. But man, CM Punk took what? 7, 8 more power bombs? Jeez Louise. Rung his bell. My God. See, Punk is one of those guys, you could take a loss at the beginning of the year like this against a guy like Wardlow and put him over, and it would just add to the whole story. This is just fantasy booking here. This would have made sense to me. I'm like, okay, you put Wardlow over CM Punk, then Wardlow has a win over MJF, and then that rift grows even bigger, and that story grows even bigger. It's like, that story is like back here. You're just waiting for that to blow up, but it's still there. That's what I would have done. But Wardlow is absolutely going to be one of those breakout stars of 2022. And I know I'm not the only one that's saying that. That's been one of those slow burn things. You know it. You see it. I can see it a mile away. I saw it back almost 20 years ago with a guy that used to back Devon. Remember this guy? Big guy, had the chains, carried around the box, followed Devon around when he was a singles wrestler apart from the Dudley Boys. And then this guy had a breakout year, joined Evolution. I think you know who I'm talking about. Batista. Wardlow just looks like one of those guys that's going to become the next Batista. See, Wardlow has to do it. He's got to make it because Mason Ryan he just didn't. It was just sad. He was supposed to. He didn't. Where are you, Mason Ryan? What happened? I'm still wondering. Anyways. Oh, man. Poor Punk, though. Jeez. But yeah, Wardlow almost takes off MJF's head. Thank God for Sean Spears. He's not the brightest bulb in the room, let me tell you that. Because he jumped in between them right after it looked like Wardlow was going to break MJF's widow hand. You got Powerhouse Hobbs next versus Dante Martin. This was good. 2 up-and-coming guys on the roster. Both, growing, both working on their own careers. Powerhouse Hobbs being part of Team Taz. He's got Ricky. Oh, my God. I wrote down Ricky Martin. I'm like, that don't look right. How about Ricky Starks? How about that? I think Ricky Martin's that one singer of that one song from like over 20 years ago. With the Latin invasion of music with J-Lo and all those hits from back then. Ricky Martin. 1/6 of Menudo. Anyways, Jiminy Christmas. Great match. You know, Hobbs is working on his career. He's part of Team Taz. Dante Martin, bright, up-and-coming star here. And apparently they had a match before. I think I missed it. I don't know when it was, but this is apparently is match number 2. Dante Martin gets the win here. And they both look good. And Powerhouse Hobbs, I'd say he has absolutely improved by leaps and bounds from what he started coming out last summer with Kingston and Mox before he turned heel. Looks 10 times better. He and Dante had a pretty good match. And then just when it looked like Hobbs and Ricky Starks were going to work over Dante Martin, Jay Lethal came to the rescue. Good old Jay Lethal. We were just talking about Jay Lethal. What did I say the other night? Poor guy. Has a great debut. Has a great couple of TV matches. And then he's relegated to Elevation. And it's like, well, that's a great sighting there, Tony. What the hell happened to Jay Lethal? Well, Jay Lethal's back on Dynamite, folks. No, look, I say that with some jest because I understand you want to keep the guy busy before you figure out where you're going to put him on TV. But see, that's where, if you got some writers, instead of taking on the entire task yourself there, TK, no mountain of the white stuff is going to make you write all this stuff. You can go to, you hire these people for a reason, TK. Use your resources. I'm just saying. But it looks like Jay Lethal is going to be... now, I'm not sure why Leo Rush wasn't out there, because that would have been my first guess as far as, someone coming to the rescue or coming to the aid of Dante Martin. But it's Jay Lethal. So I don't know if Jay Lethal is going to be to Dante and Leo like Christian is to... Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Maybe. Just a guess. We'll see. MJF is absolutely furious now. Comes out screaming and books Punk versus Shawn Spears, the match that none of us knew that we didn't want. I mean, that we... No, look, I'm sure it'll be fine, but... Damn it. When are we going to get MJF? It'll probably be one of those, like, monthly specials that they do on TV that's, like, booked like a pay-per-view, but it's not really a pay-per-view. Mark here says, I can't eat menudo because my grandma used to cook it all the time and the smell makes me gag. I think you and I are talking about two different things. I was talking about the music group. You're talking about something edible here. Something your grandma used to. Okay, all right. So, all right. So next week, Punk versus Shawn Spears. Shut up and don't take my money. Adam Cole and Britt Baker challenge. Let me read my notes here. Jiminy Christmas. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander next week. Well, that looks like that's going to be a lot of fun. Critical Sting. Why does Dante always need a babysitter? Seidel, Rush, Lethal. Well, you know, some men do suffer from bedwetting. There's, you know, that's probably not the issue here. But anyways, all right, where are we? Adam Page comes out with a lovely classic T-shirt, looking like it's like about 40 to 50 years old. An old Smokey the Bear shirt. Is that what it is? Smokey the Bear? My God. You know, talking about a new challenger and everybody's favorite manager. No, probably no one's favorite. Dan Lambert comes out. And Adam Page instantly is like, oh, shit. This guy. Oh.
What the hell did you do?
Exactly. Exactly. And he's getting booed. Like, I haven't heard boos yet tonight. Like, I'm pretty sure Dan Lambert got more boos tonight than MJF. I'd have to go back and watch, but that's just a guess. I don't think I'm too far off. Oh, yeah, good old Dan. So he gets in the ring, and, he gets in the ring because all of a sudden somebody's music starts hitting, and it's a guy that's been gone for a while. I didn't even recognize it. It's Lance Archer. Lance Archer is back. I was like, oh my God. It's one of my favorites on the show. So someone that I was certainly worried about. Because he had a bad landing around Thanksgiving, somewhere around there, I think. So he's been gone for a couple months, something like that. Something with his neck, something like that. But Lance Archer is back, whooping ass. Well, he grabs Dan Lambert, and Dan's like, no, the champ's right there. Go after the champ. Here's your chance. Go after the champ. He's screaming in Lance Archer's face. Throws Dan Lambert, and then immediately after that, not even a half second later, clobbers Adam Page and beats the holy hell out of him, attacks him, gives him a blackout on the chair in the middle of the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, your next challenger for the AEW Championship is Lance Archer. I'm excited for this. It's, after everything that we saw over the last few months with Bryan Danielson, I really didn't have a clue. I mean, you've got, a handful of people that are fairly popular, you say, that are doing well on the roster that you could have thrown against Adam Page. I did not see this coming. So props on Tony for making this happen. I don't know about you, but I'm happy to see Lance Archer, and I can't wait to see number one, when this happens and how the match goes down, how they build this. And just with the way things are right now, I don't honestly think you're going to see Jake the Snake Roberts around much, sadly. But he does have a new podcast with Diamond Dallas Page called DDP's Snake Pit. Or is it The Snake Ate the Diamond or something like that? Go look it up. They've been putting it all over their socials. They're a couple of episodes in. Just started. So, Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. You know, I do like this feud. I really do, because Hikaru Shida is one of my favorite AEW women's wrestlers. Serena Deeb is also one of my favorite women wrestlers on the roster. But this is like the third or fourth time that these two have faced each other. And now it's gotten to the point where I think it's done, because Hikaru Shida literally cannot walk anymore. She had to get help from like 3 other girls, Sky Blue, and I don't know who else was out there helping her. Anna J, and Ty Conti, something. 4th time since October, says Critical Sting. Well, Critical Sting is obviously keeping track now, isn't he? Mark says Shida is going back to Japan. Have you heard that, or are you just sending smoke signals to me? It could be. It could be. Yep, Sky Blue. Yep. Mark says for her plaything? Plaything? All right. I'll take your word for it, Mark. It's late, but I'll take your word for it. All right. So, yeah, maybe this is their way of writing her off TV, you know, and Serena Deeb, you know, rises up the ranks as far as like a bigger women's heel. Not a bad thing. Mark says here, she mentioned it at some point on social media a while back. Not trying to be fake wrestling news, though. I'll look for it. Okay. All right. No, I trust you. That's fine. It's all right. I believe you. All right. What's next? Yeah, so that match was pretty much a squash match. That did not last too long. Matt Hardy. Speaking of people with new podcasts, Matt Hardy versus Pentagon is next here. This I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. So Matt Hardy, apparently, if you don't know yet, Matt Hardy has a new podcast, and there's an anchor on there too. I didn't catch the anchor's name, but I've been watching clips on YouTube and stuff. Jeff has also joined Matt once or twice, I believe, to talk about stuff. So go check that out. That is one. That is one podcast that I never thought of what that was gonna, end up happening. But now that it's here, it's like, oh, that's actually one I might listen to. I could actually kick back and listen to Matt talk about old road stories with his brother and stuff, and that could be a lot of fun, especially if he's going to be joined with his brother. So, and it's going to be just a matter of time before Jeff shows up. You know that 2022 is going to be the beginning of probably one of the last runs of these guys, honestly. And I'm excited for it because it's their last, could be their last big chance together. Hopefully Jeff keeps it together and he stays healthy and safe and everything. But back to the show here. So we got Matt Hardy versus Pentagon. This is a fun match. Not too much to say here. Pentagon with the win. What happens afterwards, though, is what people are going to remember. And then there's a segment later I'll get to, which is interesting as well. It also really kind of foretells what could be the future of Matt Hardy in 2022. So Pentagon and Abrahantes, his manager, translator, who's always with him, they're talking in the ring, pretty much called out Malachi Black. Lights go out. Oh, what do you know? It's Malachi Black. Malachi Black takes out Abrahantes, takes his head off, goes after Pentagon. Out comes the Varsity Blondes to help. Kind of odd, but I know like they had trouble with Malachi Black too. So not necessarily allies of Pentagon, but they all, have similar focuses here. So Malachi Black is sitting in the middle of the ring. He looks at the blondes. He says 1, 2, looks at Pentagon and goes 3. And the lights go out again. And the crowd goes, oh, rumble, 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 rumble. And ladies and gentlemen, the lights come back and Brody King is in the ring. And they just dismantle everyone. And then Malachi and Brody King leave. So we get the debut of, oh my goodness, my phone. Sorry. We get the debut of Brody King alongside Malachi Black. This is exciting. This is new blood coming into the company. This is another big sign of where things are going for Malachi Black in 2022. This, I don't know where this is going to go for him, but it's going to obviously keep Malachi Black strong and at the top of things. So, all right. So Anna says, who's Brody King? All right. So Brody King used to be in the Indies last couple of years. He then joined, I'm not sure if he was in MLW, but he was in Ring of Honor, and up till recently was also taking some dates in New Japan. Now, I don't know if he's exclusive to AEW or if he's still going to do some stuff in New Japan. I don't know. But he was obviously one of the free agents once Ring of Honor hit the reset button. And he was one of the first people to get signed, I believe, along with Jay Lethal. So yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Scary big boy. So yeah, good segment. Next, we got the number 1 ranked. Did not know that they were the number 1 ranked tag team. Apparently, I've been gone for a while. Oh yeah, that's right. I was. Sure enough, I was. So yeah, the Acclaimed number 1 ranked go against Bear Country. Haven't seen them in a while either. So this is kind of funny. So Kyle comes back on the show last night, and I don't know if he might have said this while we were live, because we were all over the place when we were talking last night. But he said, because he said that Bear Bronson, there's Bear Bronson, and then there's Boulder, the two guys in Bear Country. The smaller guy is a guy that lives in the neighborhood with Kyle. And they go to the same bar. They not necessarily hang out. I don't know who, if you could actually call it hanging out. Maybe Kyle hangs out with him. Maybe that's how it is. But I think Kyle asked Bear if he wanted to join him on his podcast. Well, that didn't go very well. But anyways, so the Acclaimed beat Bear Country, and I wasn't paying much attention to the rap that they were saying. Normally, it's pretty entertaining, sometimes a little controversial, but they did call out Sting and Darby Allin, or at least Sting, I know, in the beginning. They had their match. They beat Bear Country, and they're back, going back up the ramp, and all of a sudden, there's a chill in the air. And the snow starts, and it's Sting. Sting comes down, walking with a purpose. The Acclaimed go back towards the ring, and Darby Allin takes out, I don't know, one of the guys, one of the Acclaimed. Topes through the ropes, takes him out. And then Max gets back in the ring, eats a Scorpion Death Drop from Sting, ends the segment. So I guess next week we're getting Sting and Darby Allin versus the Acclaimed. So if Sting and Darby Allin beat the Acclaimed, do they become the new number one contenders? Dear God. It's kind of weird. But anyways, we then get the Pac promo. Now, I don't know, we're going to have to listen to the news tomorrow. Maybe someone will have maybe Brian Alvarez or maybe a Meltzer will have a little insight as far as when Pac's coming back, hopefully sooner rather than later. That's all I can say. Good promo though. Like I said, good lighting. They always put some kind of mystique behind Pac's promos, some kind of eeriness, some kind of something, Matt Hardy is then backstage talking about he's upset with his loss. Then Andrade comes up to him, and they decide that they're going to go make a deal. But before they take off, I almost forgot this. Matt Hardy talks about, he's like, I think I need to start maybe focusing more on myself as opposed to the future of the whole HFO. Now, while he's saying this, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn are at his side. So when Matt Hardy exits stage left with Andrade, he turns around and kind of stiff arms his boys. Oh. They're like, well, what the heck, man? What's going on? So I honestly think this is another big change we're going to see as we start a new year, 2022. Matt Hardy is going to get whatever you want to call it, a solo run. Maybe he's going to join Andrade. I don't know. He's got to stay busy somehow, and he's got to do something more than what he was doing before. All in a lead up to Jeff coming back someday, and you know it's going to happen. In fact, Jeff's pretty much confirmed it out there. I'm not saying, to me personally, let's just say I've seen and heard things out there. He's going to join his brother. He is. So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see what happens to HFO. And also guys like I can't think of the guy's name. He's the other tag team that was the Butcher and the Blade. The Butcher and the Blade. That might be another team, because they were a team that was basically in the inception of AEW television. I wouldn't be surprised if they're gone. At least the one guy still has a band, and hopefully they'll be touring soon. Every Time I Die, I believe, is the name of the band. The Butcher is like the bassist or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm seeing comments about Matt being stale. Yeah, he needs something. And he's still one of my favorites. I still love him, but yeah, he needs something. I don't get me wrong. I appreciated him trying to be the mentor / manager to some of these tag teams that were kind of not necessarily floundering, but they needed someone. They needed they needed a voice behind them. But anyways, then we get to the main event here, the TNT title match. Daniel Garcia against the interim champ Sammy Guevara. Now, I'm not sure why they did this. I mean, I know why they did this, because Cody Rhodes was he was either exposed to it, or he had the panini or whatever, and his wife had the panini, and then they were fighting over the panini, and then the baby stole the panini, hid the panini under the couch, and apparently Cody's coming back next week because they can't find the panini. Anyways. Oh God. But this match, my goodness. Sammy Guevara versus Daniel Garcia. These two ripped each other apart. And I honestly thought Daniel Garcia was going to win this one. There just was a look on his face. And there is something about Daniel Garcia. He just Mark says Bone Daddy is delirious over the panini. Yes. It's always putting over the panini. But no one else will, it just makes me hungry. But yeah, these two clobbered the hell out of each other. Daniel Garcia, man, he's so good. And he's so young. 24 years old. He's only been wrestling for 4 years. My God. This kid is crazy. When they signed him, he was like the talk of the indies. And I had seen like 1 or 2 matches of his. I think one was on YouTube. One was in a AEW show, in Chicago, Trent's company. Dude, Daniel Garcia is just good, man. I mean, he's gonna make mistakes because he's young, so it's a great way to build him. Like, oh yeah, he had the match until he blah, 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 made this mistake. You know, so that's a great way to book him right now. But besides that, he looks like $1 million. He seriously does. But Sammy wins. Barely getting a win. And then 2.0 attack Chris Jericho, who's at ringside. And then just some other people come down. And then Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho are like nose to nose at the end of the show. So that's your next big feud that's going to go on soon. As far as like veterans, you know. So yeah, great show. You know, like you could see a lot of changes this year. You could see different people going in different directions, different things happening. Which you have to. It's a new year. You gotta switch it up. You gotta keep it interesting. You're on a new channel. You've got to keep it fresh. Keep it exciting. So yeah, right, Anna? She says, I'm here for it. I'm here for it too. I'm excited. You know, ton of free agents out there. I don't imagine there's going to be a ton more free agents coming into the company, honestly, unless he does, you know, let some more go. But that's, you know, that's you can't be okay. So when you're going to let 100 people go in a year, yeah, by all means, let's be upset about that. But at least, you know, those kind of numbers aren't going to be going by the wayside by Tony's standards. You know, I mean, yeah, he's going to let some go this year probably. But it's not like there aren't places to work. You know, there's plenty of places to, you know, the indies are thriving, a lot of stuff going on. And I'm going to make a prediction now that by the end of 2022, we're going to see another either big indie or either big indie or damn near big company pop up. It's just, there's just way too much going on right now for it not to happen. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit there, look at me and shake their finger at me and go, no, we don't want that. There's already too much wrestling. No, I say, bring it on. Go ahead. Just, you know, get these people some jobs. Why not? Why not? Yes, Sting. I heard about the MLW and WWE thing. I think it's ugly. Don't have a whole lot to say about it. I know there's a lawsuit going on. Apparently, MLW is trying to get on Tubi, that free streaming site, and apparently WWE bullied them off of there. Basically, paid Tubi not to give them a contract, something to that effect. So, and there's laws against that. So yeah, MLW is suing WWE, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. So, but anyways, so yeah, great show. Can't wait to see what happens next week. The build up to the next big house show, whatever, you know, whenever they, you know, put a name to something and they put a big card together for it. You know, it's the same thing that Impact does with their monthly stuff in between the big pay-per-views. Only these are on TV. Same but different. So that's it. Much love, everyone. Make sure on your way out of here, smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Check all the links in the description, the Instanac, the Twitter box, and the Face Spotch. And wherever you're checking out your podcast audio, that link is in the description too. One of these days, I got to start getting those links in the description because I know some people are actually looking for that kind of stuff. So, but if you are looking for it, the base of all the audio that I put out is anchor.fm/Smash It Podcast. So much love, everyone. Take care. We'll see y'all tomorrow night over that other little show called Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans. It's a fallout from Hard to Kill, folks. You don't want to miss it. I'll be here for it. I'm sure Bill will. And we'll see who else we can wrangle up. All right. Take care. Good night, folks. Stay safe. Where the hell's my music?
Who booked this?
I don't know.